Okay, this is my charcoal making video. I have no earthly idea if it's going to come out or not, but I know a lot of people are perplexed by charcoal, and I thought I would try to help them out because I seem to be fairly good at it. I won't say I'm a master. Anyways, you can see I have 557 wood. Have a nice charcoal oven. Definitely use an oven if you can afford it over a hearth because you get a lot better take on it. Okay, very first thing I do is hit begin and then add 2 wood immediately. Now you just let it sit. And it'll just kind of do its thing at this point. Now, the only problem with any sort of charcoal oven or hearth is that they can be completely and totally random. Sometimes it'll do one thing, whereas another time it'll do another thing, even though you have done the exact same thing. In this case, it looks like it's going up okay. In some cases, you may see the oxygen go way up, or you may see it go way down, and you may get kind of worried. Okay, at this point, I'm going to put the vent down because the oxygen's getting too high. In general, the way that I do this is I always keep the oxygen very close to the amount of wood. Now, the amount of wood can vary wildly. And I'm going to open it again so I don't snuff it. This is kind of a pattern I sometimes get into where both the danger and heat are high, the oxygen and the wood are low. And I just want to keep it that way. So I just open and close the vent once per tick to kind of keep it that way. Now, as you can see, the danger is coming down now, so I'm going to go ahead and open the vent and add some more wood. But in general, like I said, you always want to keep these two very close together. Now, the other thing that's very random is that sometimes the heat and danger will rise if the oxygen is higher than the wood, as in this case. You can see it's rising right now. Other times, it wants the wood to be higher than the oxygen. So, you just kind of have to play with it, and unfortunately, you have to play with it multiple times during the course of making charcoal. As you can see right now, the oxygen being higher is what is making these two go up. However, when I turn it down, you'll see they're not going down that much, which is good because I'm not using a whole lot of wood here, yet my heat and danger are up, my progress is going up. Everything is good right now. So I'm going to add a little more wood. I like to try to keep danger pretty high. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so, you know, some people aren't quite as comfortable with that. That's fine. Now, in this case, you can see oxygen is higher than wood. These are going down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add more wood than oxygen, and this should make them go up. Like I said, unfortunately, they're just kind of random, and sometimes you have to add more wood, sometimes less wood, sometimes you have to close the vent, sometimes you have to open the vent. This is just kind of how I do it, though. And you'll have to excuse my wonderful hubby Leo there running in the background. He's making us some copper straps, actually, so we can make some more charcoal ovens. And he and I vary wildly on how we do charcoal. He uses a lot of water. As you can see, I have not used any water yet, and I will not use water unless I absolutely have to. And we kind of argue back and forth about that. Okay, back to the charcoal. You can see right now my heat and my danger have gone down. And sometimes this happens, and once again, it's just kind of sort of random. Sometimes I can add a whole bunch of wood, and I can get it to kind of kick back in, which it looks like it's going to do now. But other times, it just kind of ruins the whole cycle. And sometimes you will literally just, you know, the wood will come back to you. The whole thing will fail. I'm hoping that's not going to happen here because that would make a really bad video. I can't even make any charcoal for you. But I think we'll be okay. Yeah, it looks like we're coming back up now. So, but yeah, I mean, I think there are probably as many ways to make charcoal as there are people who play the game. And I really don't think there's a right way. I think that the best thing is just to sit down with about 4,000 wood, a charcoal hearth or oven. Probably start with a hearth so you can use the regulator at first. Sit down and learn it yourself. Figure out your own way, because I think that's really the best way. No one else's way is going to work for you. Okay, now we may be getting into a dangerous situation here. You can see the heat and the danger. I've resolved that situation, but they're rising pretty quickly. Now, if the danger ever gets really close here, the good thing about not using water while you're doing this is that I can hit water at any time and these will immediately come down. Like, I've been to the point where, I mean, it was just literally about to burst into flames. I can add water and it'll come down. So, that's a good thing. Okay, and now, once again, we're kind of back to the point where the heat and danger are kind of high. Oxygen and wood are nice and low. And I just kind of open and close the vent. In this case, they've gone down a bit. It's kind of hard to make a video and make charcoal at the same time, honestly, but we're almost done here, so we'll do pretty good. So I don't know, maybe I'll get Leo to make a video showing you how he does it with water. It utterly confuses me, but at the same time, I will admit, he can run 4 ovens at once, and I can only run 2. Because he doesn't use the vent nearly as much. I think he just leaves the vent alone all the time, and all he does is he monitors the wood and the water levels. Like I said, it confuses me because the way that I do it, if you add water, everything just goes down. But, okay, we have green. So what I do is I open the vent all the way, add 3 water, and within a few seconds here, we will have 200 charcoal. Let me see, what did I say we started with? 557 wood, and you can see we are now at 300. So, about 250 wood, 200 charcoal. Not too bad, not too bad. That's the other thing, is that my little hubby there, he doesn't quite get the return that I do with charcoal, but he saves time because, like I said, he can run more ovens than I can. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.